Hello, I'm Stoney Smith of Paragon 6. Welcome to Trigger Time TV, brought to you by Raven Concealment Systems. In this episode, Jim Gilliland discusses Optics 101.
Hey folks, Jim Gilliland here for Shadow 6, and one of the things I want to talk to you about right now is optics. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that can explain a gun from one end to the other and can tell you everything about it, from barrel selection to what the twist rates are, to what the barrels are made out of, whether polygonal rifling or button cut, what kind of stock, how I use the stock, everything there is about a rifle, people can tell you about. But one of the things they can't do is come in and give you the specifics like that of an optic. All right, so one of the things I want to do with this episode is to bring the optic side into you so it'll give you that thing, because no matter how good your rifle's built, you can only shoot it as well as you can see your target, and that's where your optics come in, whether it be iron sights or it be a high-end optic. So what we have here is a very broad selection of US optic scope, and we go from all the way from 1 power to a 25 power scope, and they're broken down into ocular powers. We've got the 1 to 8. We've got a 2 to 10, we've got a 3.2 to 17, and we have a 5 to 25. All right, so that will get you everything from something you would do carbine work or short distance rifle work, all the way to your very extended range 338 and 50 cal stuff. All right, so what I want to do is we'll start from one end and we'll work to the other. We'll go over the mechanical aspects of the scope first. All right? So for adjustments, the first adjustment you have is your ocular adjustment. Now, this particular scope, and it's getting popular right now, is they just have a typical turn eyepiece or an ocular piece. And what this adjustment does specifically is it makes the crosshair inside your scope very, very crisp. And basically you're setting the prescription of your scope to the prescription of your eye. So if you shoot with glasses, contacts, or if you just have regular vision, what you do is it's just like reading a book. Is you'll look through here, get your crosshair, and you'll turn this until it gets very crisp. You'll pull off of it, get back on, and that will show you exactly what your prescription is. All right. Moving forward to that is you have your ocular box or your power ring setting that you can move, and that will change you from the lowest to the highest setting. Now these scopes specifically are variable powered optics, so you got a different range that you can go through. Your scope body or your tube basically is a machine piece of aluminum. It all comes from one piece. This specific model has two. It has one for your objective bell, but you have your individual scope body. That gives you a lot of rigidity, and it lets you know that this scope is made in one tube. You have your mechanical adjustments on the outside that move your erector tube that fits on your inside. So if you can imagine, there's a tube that comes in here, and on the end of it, there's a piece of etched glass that has your crosshair on it. And then you can move that up and down or left and right by these two adjustments. Now this one has a captured windage adjustment. So, you know, you set your windage, you can put that back on, you don't have to worry about it, because most people only dial for elevation anyway. In front of that, you've got a side adjust parallax, and that will basically bring your target into focus, and it'll put your crosshair on the same focal plane as your individual target. And on the other side, one of the key features I really like about US Optics is it has your lighted reticle. There's an on and off button, and there's a power up and a power down button. It's on the outside, so I really appreciate that. And moving on out, you have your objective bell, and this goes just about any power. So you got from a 20 here, and then you've got a 40 here, and you've got a 50 here. All right, and what this does, it gives you this compared to everything else will open it up, and it could give you a wider field of view. Depends on how big it is and correlation to everything else. Speaking through the inside, you've got every scope manufacturer has a different prescription that's set for their scope. All right, and there's 4 things that come into your prescriptions. It goes the material that your lens is made out of, the shape of your lens, the coating they put on the lens, and the spacing that goes in between them. And it's just like anybody, whether it be Oakley glasses or whether it be Ray-Bans or whoever makes glasses out there, all right? Everybody has their specific way to cut glass and coat it. Well, that will determine the prescription of your scope and the way that your eye perceives the light that goes through this. Because just because light comes through it doesn't mean that you can see it. And that prescription is what makes it different for you so that you can see the aspects differently from your targeting areas. All right? So you take a scope like this, and the biggest differences from a low-end, regular plinking scope to a very high-end precision optic is all of those key things put together in a very, very good manner so that you get all of the quality out of each piece. Think about that next time you're looking. This is Jim Gilliland. Hunt the wolf, protect the flock.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Raven Concealment System, Troy Industries, Troy Defense, Legion Firearms, U.S. Optics, Meredith Rifle, Dark Angel, Keltec, Yeti, Crossbone, Wiley X, Vertex, Black Rain Ordnance, Huber Concept, Tac Strike, and WW Guns.